Let's head right to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, Dave Break from Cleveland. Wide receiver room. Say we draft Carnell Tate at 6, then sign Terry McLaurin from the Redskins. He's a free agent. Think we would have a good wide receiver room then? And number 2, John Harbaugh. He ain't coming to the Browns. That's why Miami fired McDaniel, because his buddy's down there somewhat with the GM. I'm telling you, like you say, stick with Jim Schwartz and Tommy Reese. All right, let me know your thoughts, brother. Love you. You and the family be safe. God bless you.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Let's welcome in Garrett Bush from the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show and the Barbershop. G. Bush, let's start with Schwartz. I have said if you don't get Mike McCarthy or John Harbaugh, which I think kind of long shots, Jim Schwartz, to me, you know the defense loves him. You know guys want to play for him. That eliminates some of the question marks I have.
Yeah, because, I look at it and you look at some of these names. If you want to go ahead and you want to get you a first-time head coach that's on the defensive side of the football, you got to ask yourself a question. Is that first-time head coach going to be more equipped? That's a defensive-type coordinator, whether it's the defensive coordinator from the Rams or the defensive coordinator, some from Seattle or some of these other guys. Why would you not go with the in-house candidate? The in-house candidate has a leg up on all the competition for a couple of reasons. One, you already know if you look in the back end and you look at the guys that you have on this roster, you look at what they've been able to develop. Myles Garrett just had he had a record-breaking season. I don't know how much more easy that is to evaluate. Denzel Ward, another Pro Bowl season. These guys know the defense so well, they could probably get into the defense without even being in a huddle. Grant Delpit, another Pro Bowl season. You take a look at what Carson Schlesinger has been able to do. He was the, awarded Green Dot, was a guy who's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Mason Graham had a really strong game to end the season. I think he's going to continue to improve. Malik Collins is another guy who was dominant and, was leading defensive tackles and sacks. So if you look at all these guys on the defensive side of the football and you look what the Browns were able to do, and even beating a team like the Cincinnati Bengals, who had Brown, who had Higgins, who had Chase, who had Joe Burrow, and those guys were out here playing for something, and you were able to win that football game. And Tyson Campbell was out for long stretches. Carson Schlesinger didn't play in that football game, and Denzel Ward was out. If you're looking at everything being equal, you might as well run it back and give Jim Schwartz an opportunity. He wants to do it. He's been the bright spot of the coaching staff since he's been hired here. The team has buy-in, and you can still go out, and if you deem so necessary, you can get a upgrade as a play caller or somebody of the offensive coordinator who has an innovative mind, and you can get ready. You can get right to work. You know Jimmy Haslam. You know Andrew Berry. He's worked in the building. So some of the things that we get is a little bit of a thing that people won't want to take the job because they don't know what Jimmy Haslam is going to be, or they don't know about the quarterback situation. Well, he has an intimate knowledge of all this, and if he wants the job, you already know that he'll be comfortable with some of the things going on because he was here during that process.
Yeah, and the other thing I would say, Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator, will have a very different personality than Jim Schwartz, the head coach. You're going to get a little bit of the edge that people didn't like that Kevin Stefanski. Jim Schwartz has an edge. It just wasn't his place as a defensive coordinator necessarily to show it in public.